first, foremost, how was Greece?
Awesome. It was awesome. The only thing that really threw me for a loop, which is probably why I'm here, is the whole Afghanistan kind of debacle. And I just coming from my world, it just didn't feel like I kind of tuned off and not really even sharing those experiences, and just Ali still did, which I appreciate, and taking photos. Like I didn't really do any photos or anything just because
you were decompressing.
That, and even my own, like even with business, I was like trying to share things about the Agogi and like and Johnny Slicks. I'm like, this isn't fucking important right now. Whoa. It's and business still has to continue, right? But I just, as far as like where I was in my mental space, I was just like, there's just bigger issues right now than what fucking pomade you put in your hair, So,
I don't have the military background by any stretch, right? Of any of the stuff that you went through, or even that connection, or even the ability to point it out on a map where exactly we're talking about quickly. You know what I mean? Like, I understand the I've got. However, I was in another country when all of that happened. And it was a very unique take on it, because I was getting a lot of local media from Iceland about it.
So was I in Greece, and it was very different, and very, like, the contrast was way different than what it is in America.
Yeah. It wasn't as pick a side.
Right.
It wasn't as propagated to just one side or the other. It was actually like news.
So what's interesting is, as I was watching the Greek news, it was just reporting what was happening.
That's it. Yeah, there wasn't anything editorialized.
There was nothing about like why it was happening, who did what, whatever. It was literally, this is happening in the world. That's it.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was really strange to see it that way. And then, I mean, one of those perspectives that comes from travel, right, is you see the way the rest of the planet actually operates and lives, and then you go, oh.
And I know you have a different audience here, which is, I think that is awesome. And I think that me being on here about this particular subject is going to answer some questions, because I think a lot of people don't really know, and have the full picture of it. So, and I think I made a video on my YouTube for that just case, right? It was like, listen, like, everybody's upset, all the emotions are flying, but you have to understand, a few key things that we'll get into. But on the subject of media in Greece, it's always been that way. So every time I go visit my family, I'm always checking in. Like, I literally ask them, I'm like, so what's the news of America? How's America looking? You know what I mean? And they tell me, and expect, because, from all the way from Bush being in office to, to Obama, to Trump, and then, now Biden, like, what the perception is of the media in Greece. And it's always very different.
What do you notice the big difference?
So Obama was, to Greece, Obama was like this saving grace of the world. He was just,
America needed that.
The world needed that. Like, the world looked at him as the savior. They really did. They really painted him in Greece and European media as like the world savior.
Fascinating.
Like, yeah. And of course with Trump, it was like, he was just the devil.
Complete antithesis of whatever Obama was. And
yeah.
And as being American, I do feel that. I do feel that our pendulum swings of what we've chosen have been pretty drastic over the last 12 years. I mean, we had
oh, absolutely.
What the other person, the other side wanted the opposite of Bush, and we got Obama. And then we swung the pendulum back completely hard to Trump. And we moved it to the complete opposite side again.
Just in a scary world, in my opinion. But especially with my service, I joined in the Clinton era. Mm-hmm. I joined the Marine Corps when Clinton was president. Then, Bush took office shortly after that. And then I served under Obama, and then, I was a business owner under Trump, and now here we are. But so for the Biden aspect of Greece, so Obama was the savior of the world, Trump was the devil, and then now crickets. They just don't talk about him.
No, he's not making news. And we ran into a couple people like while we were up in we made our way back up to Siglo.
I saw, and I was reminiscing. I saw the sign. I was like, oh my God, man. Take me back.
It was so fucking good. Also, why is that place so expensive? Anyway, so like we ran into a couple there that were from I think they're Swiss.
Okay. Yeah.
Could be wrong. Dutch, shit, Denmark.
That area.
Yeah. Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Chatting with them, and one of the questions I had was like, I'm just curious, what is the perception of the U.S.?
Yeah.
And they said, for them, especially because they've traveled a lot, they have a really soft spot for the U.S. They like it over here. They like traveling over here and being part of it. They just have seen the last few presidencies as we're not getting what we deserve as a country. Our representation is so bad. I mean, really, that shift for them starts at the end of Obama. And I mean, I get it from the rest of the world. If you're looking at that, we decided to pick a reality TV show host as our operator. It's a bit weird for the rest of the.
See, this is where there's a lot of things with him that I don't agree with, and the way that he communicated with the American people. He didn't, which that was his big thing, right? He didn't want to pander, but as a leader, you have to talk to the people and kind of make them feel good. And he would never make any.
I think he pandered straight to the middle. I think he dumbed himself down. I think he purposely did all that. I think he took more of an asshole approach to play to that role. And there's no way I believe that that's an authentic view of him. I've seen videos of him speaking at different engagements in the past, long before he ever considered this. And he's eloquent, and he's able to articulate things. I believe he's transformed into a character.
Well, then he chose wrong. I think that's what essentially was. Yeah.
Why you would choose that, other than has convinced a lot of people that was the way.
This is where I kind of differ with, probably a lot of your audiences. I look at just the facts. It's not about feelings, not about how somebody makes me feel. I don't give a shit. He doesn't need to make me feel good. You know what I mean?
I agree with you 100% on that.
Like, I just I'm like, okay, I'm an adult. I'm a tax-paying business owner. I'm a veteran. I got to look at what is being done. What are the facts of being done? What is he changing?
Side than the opposition.
Right. And that's the thing is like, for instance, with the VA healthcare, everybody knows, and it's funny. Everybody we should have socialized healthcare. We have it. It's called the VA. Go ask the VA go ask the veteran how socialized healthcare works. And I got an interesting story about my family in Greece with socialized healthcare as well.
Excellent.
So one of the things was I was trying to see a neuro for 6 years. Didn't happen until Trump.
TBI type stuff or
yeah. Like I've been, I went to a 2-week inpatient brain clinic when I got out. There were some things that needed, like migraines and some things that needed to be taken care of. And they were just like, take this pill, take this pill, take this pill, take this pill. And I'm like, I don't want to take this pill. I want to see a neuro, and there's other options. Right. So when that happened, when he came into office, he did radically change some things. And it was almost, I think within the month, I saw a neuro, and now I see a neuro every 3 months.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. And then there's some other things, right? Business, taxes. And I just like, these are positive changes that I can get behind. You know what I mean? But again, he didn't talk to the people the way that, he should have inspired. Leaders inspire. And granted, he inspired a certain group of people, by taking that hard stance, right?
What I think he did right is he said, if I had enough people to get in, I just need to make sure those people stay on my side.
Yeah.
Wasn't
And there's nothing wrong with taking a hard line, especially with what's going on in Afghanistan. That's what we need right now. We need somebody with huge balls that says, hey, fuck around and find out.
Sure. But at the same time, like the type of guy who's responded the way Biden has to this. And this was, again, my bitch about the past, Biden and the previous administration was that I need someone who can occasionally say, yo, we fucked that up.
That's called leadership.
That's called leadership. Instead of saying no, or no, there was no possible way for this to go better. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and that's true. And I don't know if you saw Jocko's little skit that he did, as far as I thought was like, there you go. That's how you do it.
Yep.
Hey, listen, we gave this a go. We fucked it up. I fucked it up.
Yep.
And
that's the word. I fucked this up.
Yeah.
Because you're the coach, man. You're the fucking CEO. That's how this works.
Yeah. And I told somebody, I posted that because I was getting messages and I said, listen, in my time in the military as a young, force reconnaissance team leader, I was like, you were taught that everything your team fails or succeeds at is the team leader's fault. Regardless. Yeah. It's just you take ownership of it. You're the leader.